Hello viewers, I am Lakshmi Padmanabhan. Welcome to Gandhi Hacks in South Africa. After completing his work successfully in Pretoria, Mohandas Gandhi returned to Natal in 1894. He was preparing to get back to India, was packing up really. Dada Abdullah had arranged an elaborate farewell for him. It was a day-long affair. So while at the venue, Mohandas Gandhi was going through the newspaper and a headline there hit his eye. It was regarding a bill that was to be introduced in the Assembly of Natal, a bill that was to deprive the Indians of their voting rights. This was a sort of alarming thing for Gandhi, and he drew the attention of Dada Abdullah to it. But Dada Abdullah's response to it was revealing. It revealed a few things about the Indian community there. What do we know about these matters, said Abdullah. Our interest in the newspaper is merely to know the market rates. Our eyes and ears are the European lawyers. Now Mohandas Gandhi asked, what about the younger generation of Indians? Don't they know English? Don't they guide you? Why are you so dependent on the European lawyers? Abdullah's answer was again very revealing. Oh, they are there, but we don't go to them. They don't come to us. They are all Christians. They all follow the dictates of the white priests. And these priests are in cahoots with the establishment, with the government establishment. Now, Mohandas Gandhi was surprised by this response. Will they cease to be Indians simply because they have adopted Christianity? This attitude must change. They should be brought back into the fold, into the Indian fold. Mohandas Gandhi cautioned Abdullah about the introduction of this bill in the assembly. If the bill is passed in the assembly, then it is going to be doom for the Indians there. In fact, Dada Abdullah did know a few things about this franchise issue. In Natal, the law was that all those above the age of 21 with immovable property worth 50 pounds could vote, could register to be voters. Many Indian merchants qualified because they were all quite rich. Now, Harry Escombe, for his own purposes, in his own interest, made many Indians register as voters. And he did benefit by it. He was voted to power. He could defeat his opponent. Now, it was this right that was about to be snatched away from the Indians. I understand what you are saying, Gandhi Bhai, but what can we do? What should we do? Now, listening to this conversation, another person who was there just butted in. I know what we can do. I can say what we can do. Gandhi Bhai, you postpone your return to India by a month. We shall fight this under your guidance. As soon as the others heard this, they also chorused in one voice. Gandhi Bhai, don't go now. Stay with us. And Abdullah Sheikh, don't let Gandhi Bhai go back. Now, listening to this, Dada Abdullah, the shrewd guy, he told them, of course, I can ask Gandhi Bhai not to return just now, but Gandhi Bhai is a barrister, and there is this issue of his fees. Now, Mohandas Gandhi did not want to be paid for public work, but a program of protest involved a lot of expense. You know, sending telegrams, letters, going to places, paying the local lawyers for their legal advice. All this involved a lot of money. Now, he told them that this involves a lot of expense, and not only expense, but people also. We will need a lot of volunteers to carry out this work. Now, to this also the answer was in one voice. They all said, Allah is great, Gandhi Bhai. Allahu Akbar. The money will come, and the men also. Only one word from you we need. One word that you will be with us, and the rest will follow. Thus, the send-off event morphed into a working committee meeting. And soon after, another meeting was held, a proper meeting was held, where one of Mohandas Gandhi's friends, a Christian friend, Subhan Godfrey, who was the principal of the mission school, brought quite a number of Christian youth, and all of them became volunteers. And many wealthy merchants also attended this meeting, and they were all quite happy to be associated with this protest program. For the first time in their lives, they were being invited to do public work, and it was a novel experience for them. Confronted with the danger that was facing the entire Indian community, they forgot their differences. Tamils, Telugus, Parsis, Christians, Muslims all became one. They all felt that they were sons of Mother India. They were prepared to work together under the guidance of Mohandas Gandhi. They resolved to protest against the franchise bill, which was about to be passed in the assembly of Natal. One of the arguments in favor of the bill was the fact that none of the Indians had protested against the bill. Now, this proved for the white people that the Indians did not deserve the right to vote. Now, that is a very odd kind of argument. So, the first thing that the Indians had to do was to show that they had protest. And so, Gandhi sent a telegram to the Speaker of the Assembly, requesting him to postpone the discussion of the bill. He also sent an appeal to Harry S. Combe and also to the Prime Minister. The Speaker of the Assembly was quite favorable in his response. He postponed the discussion. The second thing that Gandhi did was to prepare another petition with as many signatures as possible and sent it to the Legislative Assembly. Copies of it were sent to the press as well. The bill, however, was passed in the Assembly. But that was expected because it was an assembly of the white people, and so they would never go against the interests of the whites. But the wholesome impact that the whole endeavor had on the Indian community was very inspiring for Mohandas Gandhi. The community became one in spirit. The bill, however, was passed, but it was expected. It was the assembly of the white people, and they would never go against something that would affect them harmfully. But the impact it had on the Indian community was truly inspiring. It was as though they got a new lease of life. The merchant community recognized that it was their duty to fight for political rights as it was to fight for mercantile rights or commercial rights. The third thing that Gandhi did to show the protest against the franchise bill was to prepare a monster petition with 1,000 signatures attached to it. It was sent to the then Secretary of State for the Colonies, Lord Ripon. 1,000 copies of it were made and sent to all the most important newspapers in English. The London Times and the Times of India supported it. The hope was to create a stir in the British Parliament and have it vetoed. And fourthly, Gandhi wrote an open letter in his own name to all the legislators, wherein he quoted the words of praise written by great intellectuals like Schopenhauer and Max Muller on Indian culture and the intellectual traditions of India. And he directed a question at the reader. Do you think that the Indian who has such rich traditions behind him is unfit to vote? Then he brought it to their notice that a British constituency had elected an Indian to represent them in the British Parliament. The person was Bhai Navroji. He was elected on the Liberal ticket from the North London constituency. The year was 1892. The revelation was such an inspiring thing for the Indians. But for the white people, it was a kind of warning. It was a threat. The fear that many such Navrojis might crop up in Natal gripped them. While he was a student in England, Mohandas Gandhi did not disturb Dadabhai Navroji, did not take his time, in fact. But now that he is in this situation, he needed his guidance. And so he started writing regularly to Navroji to get his advice on this question of the franchise bill. The white leaders tried to downplay the protest that was raised by the Indians. They felt that, the whole ruckus was created by this young lawyer who had come to South Africa recently. It was all created by Mohandas Gandhi. This was their feeling, and they wanted to convey this opinion to the Secretary of State for their colonies. And they wanted him to take the matter to the Queen and get her approval for it. Thus, within 1 year of his arrival in Natal, Mohandas Gandhi became the undisputed leader of the Indians. Now his presence was vitally needed there. How will he continue there? Where will he stay? What would be the source of the finance, etc.? We'll see in the next episode. Before I say goodbye, I would like to just reflect on what happened in Britain in October this year, just a few weeks back. All of you must have noted this fact that a person of Indian origin had become the Prime Minister of Britain. Rishi Sunak was sworn in as the PM of England. The history has come full circle, announced the media, and we all agree the wheel really has come full circle. Now, I remember an essay of Aldous Huxley on the charms of history and the future of the past. The past has a future. It might sound very contradictory, ironic, but that is true. We have seen that in action right now. The past has a present now in England, and what will be the future of the past, we do not know. We can only guess about it. Thank you.